Welcome, pickle farmers. Lee Ryder here with PrimeIQ Labs. I am the creator of all the tools that we use here, as well as all the algorithms and the models. So I just wanted to make this quick video to go over this slide deck every day, just to kind of explain what I'm thinking and to hopefully give you a little bit of clarity. I hope this doesn't take too much time. I just want it to be a quick introduction and a quick overview of everything that's in here. So as always, we're going to cover market analysis. I'm going to kind of give you my views of what I think is going to happen. This is what most of the slide deck is. This is me reading the tools that you now have access to as a member. So if you want the tools, reach out to me and let me know if you don't already have them. I'm also going to give you AI market models every day. These are transformer models that I wrote, similar technology that they use in Chat GPT. But we use these to analyze the grain markets, as well as a host of other markets. In this deck specifically, we're going to be giving you the models predictions of the AI market. And then every once in a while, I'm going to be giving you some marketing thoughts here in this video. Now, as a disclaimer, please read this as you've already been reading, but we're not responsible for any loss or gain. This is just for entertainment. We're just giving you our opinions and telling you what we're doing. So first, as always, the deck's going to be the same way. It's going to be laid out long term, short term, and AI market models at the end. So let's go ahead and get into the long term outlook. This is kind of what I'm thinking over the next months or years. As you can see down here, I'm using a daily chart that stretches from February 2023 up until into the future of 2026. So this is going to cover a couple years, and we're just going to keep a monitor of it. I have here 500 days of price history. This is me just using a linear regression to find a good fit channel for this price data. And we just kind of want to watch as the channel meanders along. Now we can see here at the top left, we have this confidence number, 95%. That means this model is pretty sure that this is the good fit for the number. Now, if this number starts to drop, that means the price could be moving higher or lower, and we'll readjust if that's the case, or I will alert you. But as of right now, I think we're actually at the top of this range, and we'll need to come down to the bottom of range at a minimum before moving out and moving higher. And I say that because also the Pickle tool, Pickle Pro, is this is called our Alpha Prime tool. It is basically showing you where in the price discovery process we are, in the high side or the low side. And corn, for instance, we are in the low side, right? So this is at a place where the market is likely to move higher, not lower. And so we just want to keep monitoring that. Same thing for wheat. It's going to be this same structure. I'm going to give you 500 days of history with the well. See, this is 84%. Wheat's been a little bit more erratic, and lately it's been moving really crazy. So if we keep those movements up, maybe we'll even start dropping to the 50s as this channel becomes like kind of flat or parallel. But again, Pickle Pro Tools still needs to go below 20, so I think that means that we still have lower prices. But I do think once we get there, like all the other commodities, we're going to see higher prices. Now let's go ahead and look at soybeans. Same thing, 500 days of history. We're broken out this low range to the low side, 91% confidence it looks like. So again, we're pretty sure we're going to get higher prices up to this 1200 range because we're defining that by the channel. We also have the Pickle Pro tools that are on the low side or the end of this price discovery session. And so we're on to the next price discovery session in the higher direction. So that's kind of how this works, ebbs and flows. Yeah. Okay, now we're going to move on to short term. Now, for you, when I'm not using daily charts anymore, I'm going to be using the 5-minute charts. And so this is going to give us a little more resolution as what's happening day to day. As you can see, the future predictions here is a couple days at a time. I try to get this updated every day, but hopefully this does an okay job. Again, we have this 5 days of price history, 91% accurate that we're moving in this channel. So again, I think we move to the low side of this channel before moving higher. And again, 428 is the upper end of this range, which, will we see that right now? I don't know, because the Pickle Pro tool is very high. So what I imagine is we actually come down to a much lower level, probably right before this contract switch, maybe this 380 to 368 level. And then kind of reset from there. Sneak preview, maybe the AI model agreed with that, but I'm also reading that possible from the tools. Here we have wheat. Again, wheat has been moving up like crazy. 90% confident that this channel is accurate. And again, we're at the higher range, so that leads me to believe that we will fall back to this lower range around the 550 level, which is the lower end of that channel, as well as this Pickle Pro tool is in the high range, and it needs to cycle lower before it can move higher. And so that's kind of what we're thinking. How far do we go, into this channel before the Pickle Pro is ready to exit again? We won't really know, but that's something we can watch for and have fairly good insight about when it's going to happen. And again, sometime, I'm thinking soon. Now let's go ahead and look at soybeans. Same thing. Pickle Pro Tool has been up in this channel, up in this above 80 channel for some time. We are starting to get some divergence where you can see the price is moving higher, but the tool is moving lower. This is a classic sign right at the end of a move where we're starting to see exhaustion, and the tool will pick this up before you see this in price. So that's something I'm watching. We also know that the price moves from high to low before moving high again. So no matter what happens, I think we come down and retest at least midway, so 975 level or so, before the Pickle Pro is ready to then move higher, which I think is likely in the long term. But in the short term, we'll see how much of this price move is just a fake out or if it's real price discovery. Now we can start looking at the AI models. Now, these are transfer models that I trained. I rerun this data every morning, and I rebuild the models once per month to keep the data up to date. So yeah, I have these three models, and what I started doing was putting the actual graph that my model outputs, so you can see the shape of what's being predicted. So this green line up here is the starting price. This blue line is the average of the predictions. Basically, the model makes a bunch of predictions, and then it gives like the best fit line for what it thinks is going to happen. And then you can see at the top start price, end price to change, and the max drop. So we're expecting, 15 to 20% drop would not be unlikely. Now we have wheat, same thing. I went ahead and put the chart here. Again, a little bit more rocky road down, but it looks like we do have another leg lower. And so this is likely a repeat of some previous activity where we're retesting this level here, this 590 zone, and likely we will roll over. That's what the tools are also saying. The model is also agreeing with that. And again, soybeans, one more push lower from where we're at, breaking below this level, heading back into this high 880 range is what the model's predicting. That's also what the tools are predicting for a cycle low. And so, I mean, potentially a cycle low. We don't know exactly what the tools, the model gives us a better indication of the final resting price. The timing is not always perfect on this model, but the accuracy of the price generally is. And so that's kind of what we're watching is, do we hit these prices? And slowly, we're trickling down through these. But I do think lower prices are ahead until we start seeing more money from the S&P start rolling into the commodities space. So I hope that was helpful, and we'll see you on the next one.